These are the 5 bourbons that I'm in love with right now. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Hutch. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey through the world of whiskey. So today we're doing one of my favorite things, which is talking about bourbon, but we're also talking specifically about the bourbons that I've really loved lately. Bourbons that I've found really compelling or interesting, or just find myself coming back to over and over again to sip because I love the profile. So a lot of the times as a whiskey tuber, I critique bottles, I think critically about them, I try to rank them. At the end of the year, I'll do a whole ranking of my whiskey of the year bracket. But every once in a while, it's good to just talk about bourbons I love and why they're awesome. So let's do that today. My list. It's a mix of different types of bottles, different types of profiles, different levels of affordability and price, all relatively affordable though. So let's talk about it. Let's start it out with the very first bottle. All right, so bottle number 1 is going to be a standout from a lineup that I completely love. Most of the bottles in this whole lineup I adore, but this one just really knocks it out of the park, and that is Bardstown Bourbon Company's Origin Series High Wheat. By golly, for $50, I don't know if you can find a better bourbon. This is 6-year-old stuff. The wheat presence is 39% wheat, so real high wheat presence here. This thing is just continually interesting because of that wheat complexity, or that higher amount of wheat than you're used to, draws you back in. Tons of wheat sweetness on this thing, but then I get some honey. It tends in this more floral direction sometimes, and then sometimes I get more of like a really nice brown sugar sweetness. It's just got a lot going on for a bottle that's only $50. And among the whole Origin series, which you guys know I love, this thing may just be the best. Okay, let's move on. Another around $50 bottle, another one part of a new lineup that's really a standout, and that is Four Roses. This is their OESO single barrel release from 2025. Again, around $50. This probably is my favorite. They released 2 other recipes this year. Eventually, they're going to release all 10 recipes at this 100 proof, more available category, which is great. So you don't have to hunt down all of the more expensive, like $100 single barrels, though I do like the barrel strength options. Those are usually delicious. But this OESO, sorry if that's in the way, the OESO is the standout for me. It is sweet all the way through, super pleasant, big crowd-pleasing pour here. They say on the back, rich red fruit, I agree with that. Vanilla, I agree with that. Brown sugar, I agree with that. Delicate oak, I do agree with that. The other 2 maybe have more density and oak, the other 2 recipes that they released, but this one just has the brightest, most appeal, I guess, to it, and I keep starting to come back to it. I did get this one the latest, that's why I haven't drunk too much of it, but since I got it, I do think it's the best of the year from Four Roses in terms of the new recipes at 100 proof. All right, my new obsession or fascination bottle is one that's super young but super delicious. That is still Austin Cask strength. A buddy of mine got me this bottle and it's delicious. I think it's around $50 to $60. Cask strength for them. This one in particular is 116 proof. It's only 2-year-old whiskey. There might be some older stuff in there, but it's got at least 2-year-old stuff in there. Freaking delicious. Super dark. This thing tastes like an oatmeal raisin cookie. I don't know what they got going on in Texas. I mean, they talk about how the heat there doesn't really cycle the whiskey. It just completely puts it into the wood in the barrel the whole time because it's so hot, and that just leads to younger whiskey tasting more mature. I didn't necessarily know if I believed it until I tasted this, but for sure this is the best Texas whiskey I've tasted so far, and it makes me want to explore more Texas whiskey in the future. Okay, so the next bottle on my list, something I'm really just loving. This one really is a contender for whiskey of the year. Probably the best toasted experience I've ever had, and that is Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Heritage release from 2025. I've been a little more sparing sipping on this one, though I find myself coming back because I wasn't sure how available it was going to be here in 2025, though I have started to see more posts, more recognition that this is becoming more available, which is great. It's supposed to become a regular shelfer, just like the barrel strength rye and the barrel strength bourbon. It's supposed to fit right in with those on the shelf, which is great. For $70, 100 proof, delicious stuff. S'mores in a glass, great caramelized banana note that isn't overdone. Again, probably the best toasted experience I've had, and really lives up to the hype. All right, before we reveal my final bottle here, which I do have poured up, I do want to say if you're enjoying the content coming out of the channel, or if you've ever had even a little bit of fun watching the Bourbon Hutch or learned anything about bourbon, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. That's the new rule, I think, is if you've had a little bit of fun or learned something, you gotta subscribe. Okay, I just made that up, but we are trying to get to at least 4,000 subscribers in 2025. My goal is 5,000, which we're lagging behind. So if you could help us reach that goal, that would be great. While you're at it, hit the like button on this video. That's what gets it out to the most people. And then let me know in the comments below. I specifically do want to know, like, what bourbons are you sipping on the most right now? What are you really loving? What should I maybe check out and add to my own list of bottles that I've gotten lately that I really enjoy? All right, I did not get this bottle lately, actually. This is a really going back into the archives of the Bourbon Hutch bottle that I've circled back to recently and realized it was actually phenomenal. So let me just take a little swig of this. Cheers. Wow. Oak, brown sugar, caramel, a little bit of honey, good peppery spice, well aged. Ah, beautiful. This is Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Batch C921. It's 120.2 proof, 12 years old, back when we had the guaranteed 12-year-old age statement on Elijah Craig. And man, that makes a difference. That bottle is awesome. And I don't even remember liking it that much the year it came out. I think in the spectrum of other Elijah Craig barrel proofs that I had, it was pretty solid, which maybe shows you a little bit of the sad state of Elijah Craig barrel proof right now. But this completely stands out from recent releases as more mature and more complex. It's also just a batch that seems to have grown on me a ton over time. Would wonder maybe if you could comment down below, is there a bottle that's done that for you? Something that you didn't necessarily spotlight as amazing when you first got it, and then by the time you were getting to the end of it, you were very sad it was going to be gone soon. All right, that's my list, everybody. These are 5 bourbons I'm loving right now, sipping on a ton, finding myself intrigued by and going back to. That's going to do it. Let me know in the comments below what makes your own list. And until I see you guys again for another video, all I can say is keep drinking good whiskey and cheers.